Hello, fellow Diet Rebel Scum and Diet Rebel Scum Curious. Diet Rebel Scum being those of us who have taken the food pyramid and said, to hell with you, and we've turned it upside down. And we're not avoiding meat and fat. We are predominantly eating meat and fat. That's what I'm doing. Us low carb people, we're the Diet Rebel Scum of the Western medical world. I just want to may do a couple of videos here out in my garage, okay? So this is kind of interesting setting. What's interesting to me, it's where I do all my creating of, I'm a real do-it-yourselfer, amateur welder, woodworker, upholsterer. I've done a little bit of everything, and my garage will reflect that. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, I'm about to take a motorcycle trip. This video is about what to eat on the road. You know, that's always been a big typical thing that people complain about when they're trying to stick to a specific diet regimen, and they're on the road and they got to rely on restaurants a lot of time. But you know, there's always the grocery store out there. But it's hard to cook. Do you cook in your car? You know. Truckers may have it a little better because, you know, you got this big cab that you can store stuff in. I mean, there's 12-volt refrigerators and everything. So, you know, the truckers that complain about bad food on the road, man, they can really stock up, and you know, they're almost like camping on the road. So, man, you campers, if you're camping and you've got a little stove, you can eat what you want. I've done it, gone camping and just eating pounds of beef or a pound of bison, whatever I had, because it was like a nice occasion. So I'd get the outrageously expensive pound of bison, ground bison. But anyway, I'm going on a motorcycle trip, and I've done this the last couple of years. So it's a trip to Red River, New Mexico, and I'm in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And I last year made it a 2-day camping trip to get to Red River. Now, Red River, New Mexico has a grocery store, and this is always in the summer. I've never been there in the winter, actually. I'm doing tea, by the way, because I am out of regular coffee, and that I never run out of coffee. See, coffee's another thing I'm going to quit sometime, and I'm going to have to use you guys as an accountability buddy. But all right, back to what I was saying. Camping on a motorcycle. I did it last year. I stopped at Red Rock Canyon, which is only about an hour and 20 minutes out of Oklahoma City, on my way to Conscious Lake State Park in New Mexico, which is kind of like central New Mexico, just above I-40, just north of I-40, and west of Tucumcari, if you're into the United States geography there. And just in between Tucumcari and Las Vegas, New Mexico, not Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas, New Mexico. So, Conscious Lake, beautiful, beautiful lake. Camped there on my second night. You know, and last year, I can't remember what did I eat, if anything. I may have stopped and got something to eat in Tucumcari. I don't remember eating at Conscious Lake. I might have just fasted. Now, that's one thing us low carbers have an advantage in, don't we? We don't need food on an emergency basis like people that primarily eat carbs all day. Back when I was a vegetarian and ate carbs all day, I had to eat every few hours or I was bitchy. I mean, I was very unhappy when my blood sugar dipped. But that's one thing about, you know, like I had a pound of beef about 45 minutes, an hour ago for breakfast. It's getting kind of late in the morning and I'm not wearing my watch. But I ate that pound of beef, I wasn't even that hungry. I just thought I'd get it out of the way because I've got I've got to change my back tire. Back tire's getting low. So before this trip every year, I put a new back tire on this motorcycle, and I wear it out throughout the year. I ride a decent bit in the summer and fall, you know, in the weekends. And I'll ride my motorcycle to work quite a bit, but I packed this thing up. I've got solid pannier bags, luggage. I'll show that. And so I can store things. You know, I've got hard aluminum luggage that goes onto the side here. And that's how that goes. So I can pack, and I will, my little sterno stove, little folding stove. I think this is ready. Little sterno stove and little alcohol sterno, you know, little burning alcohol cans that they use in steam tables and stuff at restaurants or keep at conventions and what have you. Keep food hot while it's out in a steam table. And I can cook a pound of beef at wherever I go. So that's what I plan on doing on this trip. So I'm taking 2 days to get to Red River, New Mexico. Now, once we're in Red River, New Mexico, I'm gonna be in a nice cabin with a kitchen. It's not really a cabin, it's a lodging, kind of like a hotel. Riverside Lodge is where it's gonna be. And anyway, most of the rooms there, what do we get? You know, they got a kitchen. So I've got a refrigerator and stove and a microwave, which I don't microwave much at all. I may reheat my coffee or something, but I typically, I stay away. I'm one of those people that like got away from heating things in plastic. You know, you know, I'll do it in a pinch if I need to. I'm not real fanatical about it, you know, but I don't do it as a regular daily practice. So they got a microwave and a grocery store in town, Mart. What happens every year, this is a family reunion thing. So what we'll do is I'll go get several pounds of beef and a couple dozen eggs, and that's what I eat for the whole 4 or 5 days we're there. And yeah, about 4 days. So when I got my motorcycle a couple years ago, it's now about 3 years ago, I started riding my motorcycle out there to Red River. And it's a long drive, and I've always camped on the way. The first year I did 1 night camping. Now this time I'm gonna do 2 nights. I'm dividing the ride up into 3 sections. So I'm gonna be camping 2 nights. Now I'm gonna be leaving after work Tuesday, and I will have a full belly when I leave work because I will have eaten all my beef and eggs. I might eat actually when I get to the first park, which would be Little Sahara State Park in northwest Oklahoma. It'll be about a 3-hour ride for me to get there because I stop and rest, and I may chit chat with people along the way. But when I get to Little Sahara, I may stop on the way in a small town, whatever grocery stores open. I may have to really check what time things are open, and buy a pound of beef to cook so that I'll eat it. And this is not for weight loss, but you know, they say don't eat before you go to bed, but I do it all the time, and I'm still pretty thin. But I'm not trying to lose weight, you know. So I may eat the pound of beef whether I'm hungry or not, because I do not want to be hungry the next morning and all through the day, because that's going to be a long ride. Because from Little Sahara, northwest Oklahoma, I'm going to ride to Great Sand Dunes National Monument in Colorado. That's going to be about 7 hours of riding, the route I'm taking. I kind of like to take interesting routes. I don't like just getting on interstate and just going interstate places, you know. That's okay for time if I don't want to have to slow down through towns. And this is not a fast motorcycle. The KLR 650 is happiest around 65 miles an hour on the highway. Anything faster than that is a little vibration in the handle grips, and you know, it's a big single cylinder, you know, kind of old school fat dirt bike. It's like an overweight dirt bike with a very generous gas tank, you know, holds like 6 gallons. You can go a long way. So it's an adventure motorcycle, and that's what this is. It's an adventure. It's an adventure in travel. It's an adventure in diet. And I like this, so it's going to be great. Just cooking a pound of beef, you know, on a little stove in the park. That's what I'm going to do in Colorado. So I will stop and get a pound of beef in the evening and see if I can survive 2 days. So, well, a full day on just a pound of beef. You know, a lot of people fast 24 hours, no big deal. But then after that, the next night, after staying the night in Great Sand Dunes National Monument, one night I'm going to head back south, back down to New Mexico. In the northern part of New Mexico is Red River, New Mexico, and the Enchanted Circle. You know, there's these little towns around there. It's a very scenic drive to drive that circle. Especially between Taos and Red River. You drive that stretch, that's really nice. Yeah, actually it's really nice from Eagle's Nest. Is it Eagle's Nest? Forgot the names of those towns up there. Anyway, still just rambling. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to try to survive on a pound of beef for a day and a half, which I think I'll do just fine. Because all I need is water and salt to avoid cramping and dehydrating while riding. You know, riding a motorcycle, if you're not a motorcyclist, it's kind of dangerous going long ways on a motorcycle in the summer, because the wind blowing across your body, it zaps the water out of you. You can get dehydrated pretty easy. And you can't easily just sit and drink a beverage while you're riding. You kind of need both hands on the handlebars, typically on the highway. You know, you got to be really covering that brake and clutch, you know, in case of emergencies. You got to be too alert, damn it. That's right, some people actually do the Camelback, you know, rubber hose and actually drink through it. And I can actually do that. I have one. So I may be doing that on this trip. Actually never, I've had my Camelback, I travel with it, but usually I just drink something when I'm stopping for gas, whatever. Okay, that's about it. So that's going to be starting Tuesday. So I'm going to leave Tuesday and I'm going to come back Sunday, Monday. Yeah, it's going to be it'll be a fun trip. I'll be chiming in. I got physical fitness thing I do in Red River, New Mexico. I march up the ski mountain and I try to beat the chairlift every year, because I almost did it the first time and I wasn't trying to beat it. I didn't know how long the chairlift took, but that's another subject. All right, that's all I want to say in this video. Just trip coming up, working on the motorcycle today. I'll do another couple videos from the garage here on various subjects. Stay tuned. Thank you.